Okay, folks, Raw Confessional time. You know, whenever I'm in error theologically, be guaranteed that it's in ignorance, it's unknowing. So if I'm ever in error on something biblically, theologically, and later I discover that I was wrong, I'll be the first to step out and say, oops, my mistake. I sincerely thought it was this way, but in reality, I thought it was that way. So two things I want to point out is I've been reading Steve Bancar's and Josh Peck's book called Second Coming of the New Age, and it's talking about how New Age philosophy and theology is making it into the local churches and into Christianity. And there's two things that really struck me that I was doing. I was falsely under the impression that yoga was just simply stretches. I mean, I knew that there was a spirituality to it, and I knew that coupled with, meditation and incense and certain types of music and rituals, that it's used to induce trances and to, induce visions and to connect you to the demonic spirit world. But I thought, geez, gosh, just poses, like, what's wrong with that? What could be wrong with that? Well, I learned that there are certain poses that are actually named after pagan deities and gods and were used in ritualistic worship. And then analyzing these particular moves linked to that, I discovered that there was really little health benefit or physical fitness benefit to it whatsoever. Second of all, I know that there are poses that are modeled after animals, and I have no problem with learning and taking examples from nature, the downward facing dog and, other poses like that. But there are certain poses that are named after animals and imitate animals for the purpose of inciting or inviting or inducing that type of spirit to come upon you. This is more in the realm of Kundalini yoga. There's different types of yoga, but Kundalini is the one that is most spiritual and linked. And strangely, Kundalini style yoga and worship, they actually imitate animals, not just the poses, but the mimic the movements and the vocalizations and the actions. And we're finding this in certain charismatic churches and charismatic movements, saying that this is a move of the spirit where, I'm roaring like a lion because I'm the Lion of Judah. I'm writhing on the ground like a snake, symbolizing the defeat of the evil one. Just crazy, crazy stuff like this, where you don't find any evidence of this in the early days of the Messianic / Christian church, or in the church's historical narrative. It's a modern day phenomena. So I wanted to point that out, that I used to practice yoga. I didn't do any of the meditation stuff, or didn't light any incense, or had any of those weird bells or music or whatever playing. I was just doing it for the poses. But another thing that kind of convinced me even more so is that I had a friend that actually went to a yoga instructor, a yoga master, and they were showing the different moves that they could do. Well, the yoga master would come up and just slightly reposition the hips or reposition the legs or whatever, and make the pose perfect as it's supposed to be, as practiced by Hinduistic yoga. And my friend told me that they did feel something spiritual, that they did have a flash of a vision. And one of the goals of yoga is to have a vision of the gods and to become one with the universe and all this kind of stuff. So that was like, ooh, that's really kind of scary. So I just wanted to put that out there and confess that. Something that is similar to yoga, that has the same, if not better, health benefits to yoga, is stretching and Pilates. So that's what I've replaced my yoga practice with, is stretching and Pilates. And so that's the first thing that I wanted to tackle, and the first thing that I kind of wanted to bring across to you. The second of which is sometimes I would use the phrase divine karma in the fact that showing that people have to pay the consequences for their actions. They have to suffer the repercussions of what they do. And I know what I meant by divine karma. And I know what I meant when I said what goes around comes around. But if you're sticking to the true definition of what karma and what goes around comes around, basically what it's saying is that for every action, there is an equal repercussion and consequence. So like, for instance, if you kill somebody, well, the repercussion is that you're going to be killed by somebody else. What goes around comes around. That's not what I meant when I said divine karma. That's not what I meant when I said, what goes around comes around. What I meant by that is that, let's say that, somebody goes out and commits adultery on their spouse. Well, the repercussion of that is that they're going to get divorced, they're going to lose their family, their kids, possibly their job. If they get into another relationship, possibly that person's going to cheat on them because the relationship wasn't founded on God, things like this. Just people suffering the natural consequences as a result of their sin. That's what I meant by divine karma and what goes around comes around. I certainly did not mean what it literally and truly means in its pure definition and form. So that's my Raw Confessional. I wanted to put that out there and say that I was mistaken. I was wrong. It was in ignorance. I totally meant something different by practicing yoga and by saying divine karma and what goes around comes around. So I just wanted to put that out there and confess that and ask that you guys forgive me of that, and that I totally renounce and reject those things. And so I'm going to do my best not to say what goes around comes around or divine karma, and I'm going to do my best not to, or what do you mean, not try my best? I won't, practice yoga. I'm going to stick with stretching and with Pilates, because, we may have the best of intentions when we're doing something, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? So, we know that Uzzah had the best intention of steadying the ark so it wouldn't topple, but he died. Nadab and Abihu had the best intentions possibly of offering strange fire. They wanted to worship God in their own creative, individualistic way, but God did not prescribe that. He said, don't put before me strange or unauthorized fire. And as a result, they were punished because of their sin, even if the sin was done in ignorance or claimed to be ignorance. They still had to pay the repercussions of that. So I don't want to link myself even remotely to anything that is pagan or anything that may open the door to spiritual influences or entities of the unsavory, ungodly, satanic, paganistic sort. So I just wanted to confess that and put that out there and ask that you guys forgive me and just kind of come clean with that, and to say that I was wrong and I've been convinced otherwise. My thinking has been changed, and therefore my actions are going to follow suit with that change and with that repentance. Thanks, guys, for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Love you guys, and hopefully my dirt can help you stay clean. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. Do your research, do your due diligence. Love you guys. Shalom, and have a good day. Shavua Tov. Abraham'sDescendants.com. Getting back to the first century in a 21st century way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the like button as well as the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the notification bell that'll let you know every time I make a new video. And don't forget to share this with a friend. Also, visit our website at Abraham'sDescendants.com. Thanks. Shalom. Thanks for watching. Stay connected by subscribing to our other social media accounts and visiting our website at Abraham'sDescendants.com.